Okay, so one of the issues with passing the knee inside cut pass is when you get this, some people call it the quarter guard, I don't even, it's just a half of a butterfly guard, half guard, I don't know what you call this, a quarter guard.
I close have butterfly.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't matter. His hook is in this position. I get it here, and this makes it so it's very tough to do anything with. It's a really frustrating position to get in because you can't do your cut pass, and then you start worrying about this, and next thing you know, you're getting elevated in here, and it becomes a nightmare. So, our friends from Korea came to America and showed us this. His name is John Franklin. He's the man.
He doesn't sound like a Korean guy.
He's not.
He doesn't sound Korean.
Under
John Smith.
He's the second black belt under Roberto, and he went to Korea and brought the sport of Jiu Jitsu to Korea. So he's like the godfather of Jiu Jitsu in Korea. They call him. He's the man.
But he's not Korean.
Okay, so the way we address this hook, there's two different things we can do with it. The first thing I really want to make sure I'm doing though is locking this down and getting the shoulder around. This has to be tight for this to work. If not, I'm in big trouble. So, first thing is I have to kind of recognize where his leg is. So I'm going to take that pressure off for a second. If I can feed it so that his hook ends up being slightly below my knee, I can crush it real easy. Otherwise, there's another step we can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try to feed this below the leg. So as he's hooking here with this butterfly hook, I'm looking for this pass. I'm actually going to open my hook up. See how I just slightly rotate up? What that does, if you notice, it creates space between that hook. This is how everyone wants to try to do it, and you get frustrated, you jam in this knee across and nothing's working, I'm still up above the hook. All I'm going to do, give him a little open where I just twist out. Now I can twist back in over the hook. So right here, I'm fighting for this position. It's not working, I can't get my pass in here. Feet out here, and I'm coming back in. Now I'm almost weightless, and I'm beating that hook to the inside, and I have my pass right there. You'd be amazed how easy this works. It's the slightest little movement, and it just crushes this hook. So I'm here fighting, right here. I'm getting my weight up, hopping, to create space for me to kind of like piss on a dog hydrant there, like a fire hydrant, like a dog does. Open, knee back into the inside. And that pass is just going to slide through like butter. Now the other one is this guy has a really... Do we have a question?
Yes.
Okay.
You want me to ask you after you show that more, or afterwards?
I'm going to show another issue, but I want your question because maybe your question is that issue.
Alright, so in the midst of doing that, his hook is right here.
Yeah.
Try to feed it down here. Is there ever a time where like the guy like tries to feed it all the way up here to your thigh or something?
There is time, and funny enough, there is a movie that we're going to show if this guy does that. Me and it's the same one I was thinking of. You like that kid in class that like asks the answers to the next question? Okay, so this guy's that, I mean, this is going to work. It's a huge percent of the time. Opening up that leg and feeding over, it's huge. It catches people off guard a lot. It creates space. There are guys that are just so active with this hook that they're going to be jamming it the whole time. As I move away, they're going to be following it real tight. Even if I'm working to get it out, they're just good with the hook. What I'm going to do with these guys is I'm going to come up. As I start to do that, he's feeding pretty hard with that. I'm still coming up. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to come up to the outside, over the leg, and cut back in. I'm cutting over both legs as I do that. It's again a very subtle move. You have to play with this to get how it feels. It's not something that you just, okay, I'm going to try that and do it. I'm feeling here. I'm working. I can't get that to the outside. I'm playing here. I can't get inside. Up, in. So now I'm cutting over the top of the hip. And my leg is completely collapsing guard from the outside here. And slide right through. So again, the first one here, the key to this all is staying tight on the head, right here. I'm getting up and over to the inside, and then I can't create that space. He's just being very active with it. He's getting his legs extended. I'm going to come up and over this way.
It's a chance you can take him out, I guess. Although if I keep a hook in, it'd be annoying, but
yeah, it's hard to do, but yeah. Now, there's one other situation that happens. I'll group them all together and we'll just kind of spend a little bit more time working the three things. There's the chance now that as I try to up and over, this guy starts elevating me with that hook. Generally won't get to this because these passes are just dirty if they work. But now, this guy will start elevating me. It particularly happens if he has just a deep hook there. One concept that Franco was talking about with this is this part of his body. If I'm going to elevate, so just, if he's going to elevate me over his body, go ahead and go like you're elevating that sweep. Keep going. See all that? This has to come off the mat. So when I'm pinning him down with this motion right here, what that does is you try to get your shoulders up off the mat. Go ahead and do it. He's pinned from about here up. He's completely pinned to the mat. So if I pin this, now elevate your legs. See how far you can go? You can go about as far as that leg can extend like that. That's about as far as you can elevate. This isn't going to be enough to topple me off the hill. So if I keep this nice and flat right here, get all my weight down, please elevate. You can elevate about that far, which is great. So for this, let me just use a little bit bigger of a guy. So, this is what actually I showed you this a couple weeks ago. Last time we were here, actually I showed you this. If I'm playing this butterfly hook here, grab this here, Junior's starting to try to elevate with that. From here, it feels like I can easily do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Junior start to carry my weight here. So I'm floating. See how I start to float? Now all I'm going to do is switch my hips into them. Right there. What it does is it changes the lever that he's pushing with, because it's the concept of bench pressing. It's a concept that's very common in Jiu Jitsu. If I'm pushing one way, then I drop all the weight off one side. If I'm bench pressing, I drop off all the weight. That bar is going to crash down because everything, the entire angle is changing. So that's what I'm doing to Junior right here. Is the first concept is I'm keeping his shoulders flat so he can't elevate me over the top. If I'm here, nice and loose, Junior starts elevating that hook, he can get up. I'm here, I'm going over. Yes. Because he can elevate me. 2 points.
Junior sweeping Jimmy Quinlan.
Now they're gonna like cut that footage just to show Junior sweeping me.
Did you get that?
I got it, yeah.
Okay, so now, that exact same thing. I lock here, Junior go ahead and sweep me. See how he can't get me? I can't turn to my left. He can work, but he can't actually generate enough to get me over the top. So that's step one, is making sure he can't. I'm letting him float me here. All this weight is squared to his body. I'm switching the weight here by turning my hips, and it passes right by. I'm just going right into that side, keeping everything tight.
I have to make sure they cut the footage.
The reason that works is because he has one leg elevating and it cuts everything to the side. The same type of concept is used for passing a standard butterfly guard. Only problem is here he has 2 hooks to work with. So if he starts elevating me here up at 2, I can actually start working that same concept there. But guys will typically have this second hook. So as he elevates, and I'll just do it slow. As I change my base, he's going to keep that second hook trapped there. So it doesn't work as good, but you still can catch some guys with that.
Oh, then you could go back the other way.
What's that?
You could probably just twist back the other way.
Yeah, you
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
One of the ways I like to pass the butterfly guard is switching hips back and forth and back and forth. I know we're getting into it. Quite a few of you guys probably want to try some of these, but as he starts elevating here, switching, and then if I need to, again, switching back and forth. So just working my hips around the guard.